guys, so this week's recipe is actually very simple. I'm just going to do a veggie broth. So we use veggie broth in everything, and you know, anytime that you would normally use water or even oil, you can substitute the veggie broth for it. So you can use it in soups, in gravies, for your rice, for your noodles, whatever you are using water in. So I have posted a very short version of this once before on my Instagram, but I've had questions on, you know, what do I make it with? Where does it come from? So I thought I'd post it here on YouTube. So let's get started. So I start by all week, whenever I'm making anything with vegetables, the discarded bit of the vegetables, instead of putting in my compost or heaven forbid the garbage, I collect it in this sealable container. And you can see this week I've got some ends from celery, there's some carrot shavings in there, there's ends to zucchini, some cauliflower, you know, there's onion peels in there. These are the ends of king oyster mushrooms. So there's absolutely everything in there. All the bits that you don't eat, I have collected. From there, I put them into a nice big pot. And now you can see the other end of it. So some of the other things. So you can see I've got, you know, onion peels. This is leaves off of broccoli, some broccoli stalks, all of that sort of thing. And now I'm going to cover it with water. So now I have covered it in water and I'm going to bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to turn it down to low, cover it, and simmer it for at least 2 hours. Now, the longer that you simmer it, the stronger your broth will be. And I prefer a good strong broth, because if it's too strong, you can always water it down. But if it's not strong enough, you can't do it the other way around. So I'm just going to bring this to a boil, cover it, and then turn it down and simmer it for at least 2 hours. So I just want to give you a little update. There is how dark the broth is, so you can see it's still quite light. It has been simmering on low for about an hour now. So like I said, at least 2 hours. So I'm gonna let it keep going. So we have been simmering now for about 2.5 hours. Whew, sorry about the steam. So here we go, still simmering. And you can see my broth has gotten quite a bit darker. Although this one is not too dark, because most of the vegetables I have in this time are quite light. So your broth comes out lighter. Now at this point, I'm just gonna turn it off. I'm heading to work. So I'm just gonna turn it off and I'm gonna leave it there and let it cool while I'm at work. And then when I get home tonight, I will continue, drain it and put it in containers. And I'll show you what I do at that point. See you in a couple of hours. So good morning. I got home late last night, so I just decided to leave my broth until this morning. So now it's time to drain it. So this is sat overnight. You can see that, well, it has cooled and it's got quite a nice color to the broth now. So I'm just going to take this over to my sink. And here at my sink, I have a colander placed inside of a bowl, and I'm just going to pour everything, my broth, the vegetables, all into the colander to drain. So here we go. I'm doing this with one hand. Everything goes in. Once I've got it all in there, I'm just going to lift the colander out, let it drain a little bit, and then I'm going to move it over to the pot that it came out of, and it'll drain a little bit more in there. Now this, I'm just going to transfer into my containers that I can keep in the fridge. And I like to use small containers that fit in the fridge easily, but whatever works for you, as long as you can seal it and put it in the fridge and it lasts about a week. If you want it to last longer, I use mine. I always use mine within that week. But if you want it to last longer, then you're going to want to freeze it. And if you want to freeze it, you could put it in ice cube trays, and that way you have portioned it. But it does freeze well as well. So that's it. I've got 2 containers. So I've got about 4 cups, maybe a little bit more than 4 cups of beautiful, fresh, organic veggie broth with no salt in it that I can use throughout the week. Now, with the vegetables that are left over, you can put them in your green bin or in your compost just like you would have in the past. So they can go straight in there now.